single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey dolls, welcome back to Sharon's Nail Art and More, and welcome back to another full set. This is one of my new clients here, and I am doing a autumn set on her. I believe this is her first or second time seeing me, and I just love doing her nails. So she opted for a square set. Typically, I don't do a lot of square sets. I do more coffin than anything, but I love a challenge and I am willing to do anything for my clients. So I was trying a new angle from the side here just to see if I would like it. And honestly, I really didn't like this angle, but I did want to share it with you guys anyways because, I just want to show you guys different views and different angles, any type of angles that you could possibly do with your camera. And like I said, I typically did not like this angle, but I'm going to share it with you anyways. I did have to cut some of the editing down because you couldn't see much, and that is why I didn't like this angle. So I did share with you what you could see, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I'm just going in with my thin clear layer on all her nails, and I'm using my Mia Secret Clear. I'm using my OPI Liquid Monomer MMA Free. So I'm just getting that ready in my dish. So I always use all new liquid for each of my clients. I do not like to contaminate my liquid. I always clean my dishes in between sets, my brushes. All my clients get new files. I don't mess around when it comes to stuff like that. So I am clean, getting all the bubbles out of my brush, as you can see here. So I'm getting ready to do the thin clear layer on each of her nails. And as you can see, this is why I did not really prefer this angle, because I had to hold her hand and couldn't really see much, which kind of sucks. So that's what I'm doing here. Just laying down that thin clear layer and pulling that bead down. And moving on. Please excuse that bell in the background. That is my notification bell. So just kind of spreading that out on the nail, cleaning my brush, and moving on to the next nail. And just trying to get her to put her hand kind of downward so the bead runs down with gravity instead of back into her cuticle area. That's very important when you're doing nails. You want to make sure that you're holding your client's hand, preferably on a downward kind of 45 or 90 degree angle, whichever is more comfortable for your client. As you can see, I just kind of skipped ahead and I'm finishing up here with the thin clear base, moving on to the pinky. That's my last one there, so I'm just going to finish that up and then move on to the design, which we are using. Let's see. Let me get the color out so I can let you ladies know what color I used. It is Diva in Black by Supernail. That is the color that she went for. And then we used the Pearlescent Maple leaves on her nail and we encapsulated them. This black I wasn't too happy with because at the end it ended up looking like more of a dark charcoal black than a black, which I was kind of surprised. She did say that she liked it and that it grew on her, but for me, that's not good enough. I don't want my designs to grow on people. I want them to love it straight out the door. She did say she liked it. However, I know she wasn't fully content with the black. I'm really unhappy with how this black turned more into like a dark charcoal. That's not okay. When you use a black, you want it to be black. So obviously I will not be using this as a black again. If anybody has any suggestions as to what brands I could find that has a really, really good black, please let me know in the comments below. Now, when you're working with black, you want to make sure you're working wet. Not so wet to where you can't control the bead, but wet enough to where it's not building up a really thick nail. I was just going in thin enough for a base because, like I said, I was going in on these nails with glitter on some of them. And I did encapsulate all of them just because I did not build up the structure of the nail. I could have on some of them that didn't have the glitter, but I chose not to. You always learn from each set. So, hey, what can I say? I am just going in here, perfecting around the edges and getting that acrylic into the spots where I need it. This was my first time actually doing a full set of black nails. So, in the past, I've used black gel polish, but I must say I was really, really happy with the end result. Being that it was my first time doing a full set of all black nails, I was really, really happy with how they turned out. My client was happy with how they looked in the end as well. So that's all that matters. But like I said, I want my clients to love their nails, not just be okay with them. I'm a firm believer in people getting what they pay for, and I don't charge a lot. I only charge $28 for a full set, and my clients get anything and everything they want with that flat rate. Some people may call me crazy, some may call me cutthroat, but you know what? I don't think a woman should have to pay an arm and a leg to feel beautiful. I don't think that that's right. And this is why I started doing nails, because I had a bad experience at a nail salon and I paid an arm and a leg for my set and I was not happy with it. Not to mention the nail tech cut me up really bad, burnt me really bad. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do my own nails from now on. And eventually I got to the point where I was good enough to where I could do other people's nails. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm just finishing doing this middle nail and moving on. So I'm on her pointer finger on the opposite hand now. And I'm just finishing going in on all the nails with the black so that we can move on to the glitter. And I know this angle wasn't great, guys, and I truly do apologize for that. I know you couldn't see much with this, but I did want to share it with you so you could see the end result and just see kind of how difficult it could be working with some colors. Because, you know, not everybody is perfect, and even the most seasoned nail techs make mistakes. So I'm not saying that I'm a seasoned nail tech by any stretch of the imagination. I'm still learning, and you get better with time as you go along. I just share what I know with people. So if you have any suggestions for me, please pop them in the comment section below. If you have any constructive criticism, I am very, very open to it. If you leave a dislike, please just let me know what I can improve on. So I have gone in with some glitter on that nail there. We made a burnt orange, like holographic mix size mix right on the spot. It was like burnt orange metallic glitter with burnt orange holographic extra fine. And then we're using the pearlescent leaves, as you could see there, in the red, the orange, and the yellow. And I'm just going in with some of the glitter there. And now I'm adding some of the leaves. I add 3, 1 in yellow, 1 in orange, and then I'm going to add the 1 in red. Please excuse my big face in the picture. I'm sorry. Oh, God. So I'm just doing that, getting them down there, and then I'm going back in and encapsulating. So just making sure that I cover that whole nail. In retrospect, I guess I should have maybe wet the nail a little bit before I encapsulated. That could be why they turned out looking more charcoal. If you think that's the reason, can you let me know down below? I know, you know, sometimes I forget to do certain things, and maybe if I would have just wet my brush and wet the top layer of the black, maybe it would have looked more black. I don't know. If you do know, however, can you please let me know down below? So now I'm just going and encapsulating the leaves on this nail, making sure that they stay in place. I go in with a thin wet layer first, just to make sure they stay in position. And then I go in with my next bead to more fully encapsulate the nail, as you can see here. So I go in at the free edge and I pull back over, pull my sides up, then I pull my center, and then I pull some down. Make sure the free edge is even and flat. And that is my top bead near the cuticle, and I'm pulling back over. So now I'm just finishing up on the other hand here. And that is just a regular nail that I'm encapsulating. I don't believe there's leaves on that one. Nope, there isn't. But the next nail, there is the pointer finger. See how hard black is? So pigmented. It's pretty difficult to work with. I wasn't 100% happy with this set. I thought I did good for the color, but I did learn some things that I could do better on the next go around if I use black again. So, and square nails typically, for me anyways, as far as the angle of the brush and acrylic thinness around, I see, I don't know how to explain it really. It's like the angle of your brush when you drag the bead down. With square nails, it's just harder to get an even coat all the way around for me. And with stiletto or coffin nails, it just seems to be easier for me to do. I'm going in on the pointer here, and I'm encapsulating those leaves, as you can see. This is why you want to go in with a thin color base, because if you make it too thick, then you're going to have a really, really bulky nail when you put those leaves on, and you don't want that, because you're going to go in and file, and you're going to cut into your glitter because the nail's too thick, and nobody wants a really thick, bulky nail. Trust me. That's some of the mistakes I made in the beginning when I first started doing nails, more on myself than clients, but I've gotten much better with time. So I encourage anybody that has a hard time in the beginning, just keep trying. Don't get discouraged. Just keep up with it, and you will get it in the end. Believe me, you will. So I'm moving on to encapsulating her thumb. And like I said, I think I should have wet the nail before I went in with the clear. I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. I'm not sure. It could have just been this particular acrylic, the Supernail brand. So please excuse my son in the background singing. I apologize. I know, buddy. You don't gotta be sorry. I'm just trying to do a voiceover. Well, they can't see your dance moves right now because I'm doing a voiceover. So I'm just finishing up encapsulating that thumb, making sure it's the right thickness. Some people say a credit card thickness. I personally think that's too thin. If you look at the edge of a credit card, it's like paper thin. So you're going to pretty easily break that nail if you ask me. I would say probably the thickness of 2 credit cards. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But this is the finished set, guys. Hope you like it. And I love you all so much. Bye now.
Bye, guys.